What up, world? It's your boy Jay Winks. You're now in tune to the Wink Still channel. We in a different scene area. Got my boy Tito in the
What's up,
building.
guys?
Yeah, actually, he hit me up on Instagram yesterday when he saw I had the Nipsey Hustle and I was going to do the vinyl talk about it. And he's like, "Hey, I want to be part of this." So that's why I shot my video later on today. So he wanted to be a part of it. So you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm supposed to do. Somebody want to be part of the channel. Hey, we here.
Tap in.
Yeah, tap in. Go like, share, subscribe my channel. Thank y'all for jumping back in the building with me after a 3-week hiatus. So today's Nipsey Hustle. I'm gonna show y'all the vinyl.
That artwork is crazy.
Yeah. Drop it. I was surprised with the color of the vinyl right here.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So you see the vinyl right here. It looks yellowish, but it's brownish. You know what I'm saying? So
Is that normal?
they got different ones. Yep. You can have a standard black one or a standard white one. This might be different. No, it's still the same. With the artwork.
That's dope. Three Kings.
Mm-hmm. Back in here for my wife Chris about me dropping shit. So like I said, no Easter video next weekend. I'm not gonna take a week off. I'm gonna do MF Doom sometime this week in the middle of the week for my underground hip hop heads and stuff like that. Yeah, something different. So getting into I'm gonna let Tito talk about why he was a fan of Nipsey Hussle before we get into the vinyl talk.
I mean, what is there not to be a fan of? He taught all of us how to. I mean, not all of us, but he actually got a great message about ownership and all that stuff like that. It's like really important to actually own your own stuff, so you can call your own calls, do everything you want to do. I mean, you still got to be super. What you call the word? You still got to be super on top of stuff,
Right.
but it's way more gratifying when you do it on your own. You do your own stuff. Like here, we got our own schedules. We do our own thing, but we look out for each other. And it just feels much better if I'm gonna do 80 hours somewhere,
Right.
80 hours of my own than anywhere else.
So like it was more the ownership that got to you and stuff like that. He wanted to own his own marathon shop and everything like that.
It was more of the message.
The message.
He had the message of being your own person, like being your own boss, owning your own stuff. Don't be ignorant to stuff always. There's more than just what they teach us in school and stuff that we, perceive as stuff that's actually important.
Right.
There's so much more out there than just what we learn from school and stuff they tell us and stuff. So that whole message of like ownership, freedom, knowledge, having power, being able to call your own shots, that's what really brought me into it.
He was like conscious too. He had the street super conscious. I mean, like he had the street vibe and everything, but he can talk about conscious stuff.
Go ahead.
But like if you watch any of his videos, like he would make you think about some of the stuff he would be saying. It made me think about stuff like on Hustle and Motivate. He said a line, I haven't listened to it since last night, but it had me thinking all night. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like couple bars he would say, just like, man, you gotta think about it as a man and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So
He made you. He made you look at things different.
right.
Like, if you ever like one of his first interviews, they was at some type of program or something, and the dude asked him what he wanted, and he said he wanted ownership. He wanted to be able to press buttons. He wanted to control his own narrative. It's not always like there's like people like Charleston White that like to say that he was just ignorant, he was just a game. No, if you listen to his music from beginning to Victory Lap when it got up there, he went from a street to a business person.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he dropped jewels and knowledge all through it. So he wasn't just a gangbanger by the time he wasn't that for years.
Well, the one song he did over the Criss Cross beat was the first time I heard him. The jump beat. He remade that. That was the first time I heard of Nipsey. And he was signed to Epic, at that time, but he wanted to own his masters. He wanted to own everything he wanted to. So him leaving Epic and then dropping the Crenshaw mixtapes that sold for $100, Mailbox. I can't name all of them, but it was just like you saw the growth after it into Victory Lap.
Every time. He's awesome inspiration, to be honest. I mean, if he really dropped knowledge that go for anybody, it really is. It's just not for a black, white, whatever. It was just really a message of empowerment and controlling your narrative, which was awesome to me.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No.
Because I always remember, I always remember getting out of school, they want you to go to college, work, die. I didn't hear nothing about ownership until I started listening to him. And it's crazy because my cousin Troy was the first one to actually introduce me to his music. And I used to be like, no, I used to be ignorant, like, no, I don't want that Snoop Dogg wannabe. And I ain't paying attention to him at all. I didn't.
Right, I got that.
It was like 5-6 years ago when I started listening and I got older and mature and I could understand what he was saying. And dude, I never went back. I always listened to him like every day. That Victory Lap is probably one of the most top to bottom albums that's just perfect to me, in my opinion.
So since we getting there, this album came out February 16, 2018. He dropped a whole bunch of mixtapes, like we were saying. We don't call them albums because of what he was saying. He wanted to go ahead and drop that knowledge on them.
So he had a conversation with 50, and 50 told him the best thing you can do, or best thing he did do, was build up the anticipation for Victory Lap. He never called none of his mixtape albums. He just built up, marketed, built up. When he finally dropped Victory Lap, he was there already. The money was there. It was everything came together perfectly.
Yeah, it looked like the deal was Atlantic was just his label, and they were just doing the distribution deal with him.
So when he signed with Atlantic, he really just wanted to make it at first.
Right.
Because then when he did sign Atlantic, he had that whole case that he had was pending before then. As soon as he signed Atlantic, that's when they fired everybody though. You gotta remember that too.
Oh yeah, they did get rid of.
They fired all the executives, so the belief they had in him, none of the people were there no more. So he asked them, hey, can you please let me out or let me buy out? And they did the right thing, they let him out. And then from there, he just built up his work. He just grinded and grinded. He learned that you only get what you negotiate. You don't ever get what you ask for, your worth. You're only gonna get what you negotiate. So he made sure that he put in all the groundwork to build up something crazy. So when he did go negotiate with them people, instead of what all these rappers nowadays do,
360 deals.
They want the fame. They want the little bit upfront money. They don't think downhill. Like
they don't think about at the end of the day when you sign over your
all your rights. You sign
all your rights over, and then when you want your you know what I'm saying, your albums back, you want your catalog back, and you can't get your catalog because you still owe money to the label and stuff like that.
Yeah, because the advances are just loans.
Mm-hmm.
It's not money. Then it's not your money. You know what I mean? They giving you a loan. Let's say you signed for $1 million. That $1 million is supposed to be produced the albums you got signed up for. So if you blow that $1 million and then you don't have no money to make your album,
you still owe that label.
Yep. When you do make your album, everything goes to them.
Right.
Until they recoup that money they gave you, that money is always a loan. It's never nothing just to blow it. Until you recoup the money, you don't get that.
And a lot of people are like wanted to own their masters now. Like back in the day, a lot of these rappers didn't get to own their masters until like 10, 20, 30 years later down in the years when they could finally resell their albums, redo their albums, and then finally get their masters back, or they were still getting points off the pennies on their albums. I mean, like, we could go on days, but like back in the day, if you sold a CD, you're probably getting only 10 cents to a CD back in the
10
day.
10 cents to 15, man.
And you can sell 1 million copies. You wasn't getting no money off of that. It was touring and doing shows and stuff like that. But since we getting off subject on that, that'll be another thing we got.
We should have a whole conversation.
Right. So I'm gonna name 4 songs off the album I like. If I didn't bring it, Last Time I Checked, Hustle and Motivate, and Keys to the City, and Grinding All My Life.
I'm gonna go with Victory Lap, the intro, Blue Laces 2, because between Blue Laces 1 and 2 is probably some of the best storytelling of all time. Hustle, Motivate, and Status Symbol 3. That is just crazy. It's just below the bases you can go, Grinding All My Life, Keys to the City. I mean, I don't see one song on here as a skip though.
No,
it hasn't.
No, not at all.
Like, it's just a perfect piece of
it's art.
music.
It's art.
It's dope. It's really dope. I wish he was still alive though. Shoot.
Yeah, R.I.P. Nipsey. I wish we would have got more music. I don't like seeing artists who pass away and then, you know, their label gets a hold of the music and it just ruins their legacy like that. So, you know what I'm saying?
But since he did own 100% of all his stuff, and Black Sam, his brother and business partner, they are dropping something.
They're gonna drop
He's not
something.
gonna rush it at all like all these other people that passed away and they rushed 2 or 3 albums only a year. his brother's really gonna put together a piece of work. You gotta think about the 3 songs he dropped since he's been dead.
Right.
They would have been all bangers. Even with Jay-Z on one, everything, they all been very good quality of work, and he still had a lot of stuff stashed up.
So I can't wait till it comes out.
And it's gonna be a movie when they do.
Right.
He's gonna make sure. Sam is gonna make sure.
But it's your boy Jay Winks. I will holler at you sometime this week. MF Doom, the Beatles will be here soon. JW Dewan, the new character, will be out April 23rd. So I'll be vlogging for my birthday on that. So I will holler at y'all sometime this week.